On this edition of Temple Update, we celebrate the life of the voice of Philadelphia baseball. Plus, one Temple student is spinning away his money woes.
Hi, this is Jeff Carter from the Philadelphia Flyers, and you're watching Temple Update.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Temple Update. I'm Johnny Archer. On this edition of Temple Update, we have ways you can pay that heavy tuition bill.
And I'm Rachel Hidalgo. We begin Temple Update with more news about the historic Northeastern Hospital. Officials from Temple University Health System have agreed to delay their plan to convert the hospital to an outpatient care facility for 30 days. The university faces extreme state funding cuts if they close the hospital. Elected officials and community members complain this change will leave thousands without emergency care and cause hundreds of lost jobs.
Another historical building in Philadelphia is running into problems of its own. Independence Hall is leaking. Historical architects say water has been seeping into the clock tower for years. The Philadelphia National Park Service has set aside about $4 million to fix the landmark. Officials hope to begin the renovations in 2011. The Temple student body has a new student government in place. TU Action, led by new president Kylie Patterson, has won the election. They racked up over 2,000 votes in the victory over TU Dream. After the difficult campaign season, this election saw a record number of nearly 4,000 votes cast.
The election may be over, but it didn't come without some controversy. TU Action's term was nearly over before it started. TU Action was nearly disqualified this year due to a number of violations during voting. One violation included setting up an illegal polling station. The Temple Supreme Court says the situation is difficult to deal with.
The only thing that would be bad about the situation is that it kind of undermines the elections code and TSG.
TU Action will be allowed to take office next semester, but will have to pay over $100 in fines.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, and I had a chance to meet with some Temple students who are making a difference on campus.
One upper-level psychology class rallied around the bell tower to voice their concern about sexual assault.
The students are very, very motivated and have been so interested in this course because sexual assault is a problem for everyone.
Professor Melina Andrew developed the course Psychological Impact of Sexual Assault 2 years ago. The class is dedicated to educating students about sexual abuse and how anyone, male or female, can fall victim.
A big misconception about sexual assault is that people think, this stranger jumps out of behind the wall and rapes you, and in fact, most perpetrators are an acquaintance, someone that you know.
According to the U.S. Department of Justice, someone in the U.S. is sexually assaulted every 2 minutes. Temple University Safety Services reports there were nearly 54 sex offenses on main campus in 2007.
Our professor, Melina Andrew, is just trying to spread awareness for us and trying to make Temple really unique in having its students come out and, say that they have a problem with what's happening.
There's just a lot of important things to learn about it, I suppose. It's a really common problem that people deal with on campus, and it's important to be educated about it.
You can call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE, or you can go to the Heart Office located on the lower level of Minton Hall and speak with a counselor.
A new study released last week shows nearly 20% of 4-year-olds across the country are clinically obese. Researchers say kids' weight could be poor lifestyle choices by parents or a lack of physical activity. Doctors agree this information calls for a need to focus on early childhood behaviors. Next year, Temple Towers will be more crowded than usual. Towers will undergo a $27 million renovation this summer. The remodeling project will turn the rooms into 8-person suites. Students complain living with additional people will make studying difficult. Housing officials have told students they can find other roommates or move out of the facility.
Over 2,000 submissions have come from students and faculty with ideas on how Temple can save money. The suggestion box went up on TU Portal in mid-January. The recommendations are now being reviewed and put into action. The Fox School of Business will soon host an online MBA to students. The program starts this fall and will feature all standard classes. However, the classes will use cutting-edge technology to teach the students the material. In addition to the online MBA, Fox will also host an executive lecture series online.
The Microsoft Corporation is offering free computer classes for the unemployed. The software giant gave away 30,000 vouchers in the state of Washington. Microsoft says it wants to teach new skills to help people become more employable. The company chose the state of Washington because of its high jobless rate. Graduating seniors might have to look for Plan B after graduation. According to USA Today, graduates are settling for their second choice in jobs. The National Association of Colleges and Employers report employers plan to hire 22% fewer graduates this spring.
Despite the bad job market, there are many ways to pay for your education. Updates Brandy Page guides us through the ways you can pay your tuition bill.
The price of higher education continues to rise. With growing costs follows growing concerns.
Yes, I'm very, very concerned because it's already hard enough to pay, and I'm not trying to put myself in a ton of debt.
School administrators say they're trying to keep costs stable, but with a declining economy, nothing is set in stone.
But the biggest thing students are doing at Temple and every place else is simply borrowing more money, going into debt.
Most colleges offer financial counseling and assistance. Receiving grants, loans, or scholarships can help make college affordable.
Also, it's to help the student with little financial needs, little personal needs.
Aside from work study, a job is recommended to cover those small costs. Research and consider each option. There are many different work, service, and repayment programs out there for those paying for their college education. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Brandy Page.
Well, one Temple student doesn't have to worry about tuition anymore. That's because he made it big in Hollywood. Drew McGathan won over $100,000 after being a contestant on the classic show Wheel of Fortune. The Temple Junior was on the game show as part of College Week. His sister and dad made the trip from Bucks County to show their support. McGathan says he can't believe his good fortune during the show.
The whole time it was just total chaos in my mind. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually on Wheel of Fortune. And when I won the $100,000, it was just incredible. Just seeing this confetti come down, hugging Vanna White, everything about this is just awesome.
Drew plans to spend some of his money for a 21st birthday celebration. However, he says he'll save most of the money to go to grad school. While Drew may no longer have bills to worry about, graduates this May could be in for a big surprise.
To tell us more, here's Update's Sherry English with this week's The List.
Graduation is right around the corner, and MSN.com believes many college seniors are in for a rude awakening. Money Central has compiled a list of the top 5 things that will shock college graduates. Coming in at number 5 is gross versus net income. The website says many new employees aren't prepared for the deductions taken from their paychecks. Car insurance comes in at number 4. People under 25 years of age pay a lot more for coverage than any other age group. Bills come in at number 3. Rent is the biggest money killer. At number 2 is filling out your first full-time job tax return. And the number 1 shock for new college graduates is your credit card bill. Most college students rack up more than $3,000 in credit card bills. It's those bills and the fact that most grads will have to begin paying back their student loans that makes graduation a cruel initiation to the real world. This has been The List. I'm Sherry English. Temple Update will be right back.